The South China Sea, a vital artery for global trade, is one of the world's busiest and most strategically important waterways. Every year, trillions of dollars worth of goods pass through these waters, connecting Asia with the rest of the world and fueling the global economy. But as of November 2025, this crucial region is once again at the center of escalating tensions, with rival nations increasing their military and diplomatic maneuvers. At the heart of this conflict is China's sweeping nine-dash line, a controversial boundary that claims over 90% of the sea. This expansive claim directly challenges the rights and sovereignty of neighboring countries, including the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and others. The Philippines now finds itself on the front lines, facing mounting pressure from Beijing within what it calls the West Philippine Sea. Filipino vessels regularly encounter Chinese ships, leading to tense standoffs and growing concerns over national security and access to vital resources. In response, Manila has shifted from quiet diplomacy to a more assertive defense of its maritime entitlements, rallying international support and strengthening its naval presence in disputed waters. The Philippines has just released a new national map, a bold move to codify its territorial integrity and reinforce its claims. This updated map clearly marks the country's maritime boundaries, sending a strong message both domestically and internationally. This map is a public declaration, countering China's narrative and asserting the Philippines' position on the world stage. It's a diplomatic tool as much as a geographic one, aiming to rally support and clarify the nation's stance. Let's explore why this cartographic move matters in the high-stakes drama of the South China Sea, and what it could mean for the future of regional stability and international law. The Philippines' new map boldly and unmistakably marks its 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, a boundary that defines the nation's maritime rights and responsibilities. This line is not just a technical detail, it's a statement of intent, a visual declaration that the country is standing firm in the face of external pressures. This boundary is recognized by the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, the international agreement that sets the rules for how nations use the world's oceans. By aligning its map with UNCLOS, the Philippines is grounding its claims in globally accepted law, not just national sentiment. By officially labeling these waters as the West Philippine Sea, the map directly challenges China's controversial nine-dash line. It also reaffirms the landmark 2016 Hague Tribunal ruling, which invalidated China's sweeping claims and upheld the Philippines' rights in these waters. This is more than cartography, it's a legal and diplomatic stance. The government is embedding this map in schools and public institutions, making sure that every Filipino, from the youngest student to the oldest citizen, understands the extent of their maritime heritage and rights. It's about education, awareness, and pride in national identity. This is a long-term strategy to unify the nation's sense of self, ensuring that the West Philippine Sea becomes an undisputed part of what it means to be Filipino. It's about building a shared understanding that transcends generations and backgrounds. On the international stage, the map serves as a powerful diplomatic tool. Presented at forums, from the United Nations to ASEAN summits, it distills Manila's complex legal arguments into a single, compelling visual, one that is hard to ignore and easy to understand. In a world where perception often shapes reality, the Philippines is using this map to seize control of its own narrative, making its case not just in courtrooms, but in the court of global opinion. This is a powerful assertion, grounded in international law and backed by the global community, not just by history or military might. The map is more than a symbol, it's a tool for justice, sovereignty, and national pride. In recent years, China has responded to international disputes by tightening its grip on how its borders are depicted around the world. This is not just a matter of national pride, it's a calculated move to assert its territorial claims on the global stage. Every map and product leaving China's borders must now be scrutinized and approved by the state. This gives Beijing sweeping authority to censor or alter any depiction it considers politically sensitive, from textbooks to globes to digital apps. In October 2025, for example, Chinese customs seized a staggering 60,000 maps because they omitted the nine-dash line and other disputed territorial claims. Such large-scale confiscations are not isolated incidents. This is part of a long-standing, systematic campaign. Over the years, thousands upon thousands of maps have been confiscated or destroyed for similar so-called errors, reinforcing the government's strict narrative. The message to global businesses and publishers is unmistakable: comply with Beijing's cartographic demands, or risk losing access to the vast Chinese market and facing serious economic consequences. This policy doesn't just affect China, it normalizes the country's disputed claims in the global marketplace, subtly shaping international perceptions and public understanding, one map at a time. It's a subtle but potent form of soft power, leveraging China's economic influence to quietly rewrite the world's borders and influence how the next generation sees the world. In the end, the map war is as much about controlling global narratives and shaping minds as it is about territory itself. The map dispute mirrors a far more dangerous conflict at sea. In October 2025, a Chinese Coast Guard ship rammed a Philippine vessel on a resupply mission at 2nd Thomas Shoal, then used a water cannon to drive it away. Manila condemned the act as aggression and a violation of international law, releasing video evidence to the world. China countered with its own narrative, accusing the Philippines of trespassing and provoking the incident. These confrontations highlight the real risks, where every encounter could spiral into a wider conflict. The stakes are high, and each incident pushes the region closer to the brink. The Philippines isn't standing alone. The United States has reaffirmed its defense commitments, warning that attacks on Philippine vessels in the South China Sea could trigger their mutual defense treaty. In April 2025, the two allies held their largest ever joint military exercise, joined by Australia and observers from Japan. These drills are more than symbolic, they're a show of force and readiness. Other nations, including Japan, Australia, and European partners, have voiced support for freedom of navigation and a rules-based order. This growing network of alliances gives Manila strategic depth and raises the stakes for Beijing. The South China Sea dispute is no longer just bilateral. It's a test of the Indo-Pacific security architecture. The world is watching, and the balance of power is shifting. The fight for sovereignty has moved online. In April 2025, Google Maps updated its platform in the Philippines to highlight the West Philippine Sea, reinforcing the national narrative for millions of users. Philippine officials hailed this as a digital victory, aligning daily experience with official policy. China quickly objected, insisting on the South China Sea label, showing how even digital platforms are battlegrounds for influence. The government is also embedding the new map in education, making maritime entitlements part of every Filipino's worldview. This multi-front strategy, legal, digital, and educational, builds a resilient, informed public. In the 21st century, sovereignty is defended with maps, pixels, and textbooks, as much as with ships. This map war is about more than territory. It's a struggle over the rules that govern the world. The Philippines' new map asserts that international law, not military might, should decide sovereign rights. The dispute has even reached pop culture. In 2023, the film was banned in Vietnam and censored in the Philippines over a cartoon map resembling the 9-dash line. Manila keeps the 2016 Hague ruling at the center of its strategy, turning a legal victory into a visual diplomatic tool. The new map is a declaration. Sovereignty is not negotiable. The world is watching to see if law or force will shape the future of the South China Sea. The lines are drawn, on maps, and in the principles that will define the 21st century.